morning, everyone. My name is Matthew Holmes, and I'm from the Department of Transport and Main Roads. So today we're going to go over our idea, which is what will your legacy be? So what we wanted to solve was how can we adapt existing landholder values to encourage primary producers to implement a biosecurity plan that better prepares them for biosecurity emergencies. So through our research, we identified that there's a few issues with the current regime, and that is that there's lack of prioritisation, there's a stigma and a financial barrier. It's also perceived that biosecurity can be overly complex, and this culminates in an underestimation in the likelihood of a biosecurity emergency on any person's farm. So our approach, our nudge more specifically, is a targeted education communications campaign, and we aim to encourage producers to implement and adhere to a biosecurity plan, and we propose to do this through leveraging the significant influence of legacy to drive as a catalyst for behaviour change. So we have a specific target audience for this campaign, and that is landholders. So that could be any form of primary producer, whether it be a grower or a grazier, or it could even be a native title holder who might not necessarily be producing primary produce on their land at the time. So what we've got is we've got some key messages as part of that campaign. These include preserving your legacy matters, protect your farm's future, act now for your next generations, and centrally, what will your legacy be? We've got a few key channels which we've identified that resonate most strongly with this particular stakeholder group. The primary method being direct engagement through engagement and liaison officers, through stakeholder emails and existing stakeholder lists, through targeted and boosted social media, radio, and of course, peak body and industry publications such as Queensland Country Life. So if you can see here, we've got a little mock-up of a potential ad. So the concept of this one is that there is a farmer who is looking to pass on the land to their child as part of their succession planning. The first shot, it shows the farmer and the child looking at what has been, which was a prosperous, profitable farm free of pests and diseases. It then cuts to the reality of the situation, which is a farm which is being decimated by pests and is no longer profitable. The succession plan is in tatters and the legacy is gone. And then there is the concept to revitalise that, and the solution is an effective biosecurity plan. So we've gone over the concept, and I'm now going to pass to Zach quickly to go over the theories that adhere to this plan.
Thank you, Matthew. Our pitch emphasises prompting farmers to reflect on their legacy and succession plans for their farms. By encouraging this mindset, we aim to boost the adoption of biosecurity plan among farmers. Drawing from psychosocial development theory, our campaign focuses on generativity, a stage where adults seek to leave a positive impact on future generations. We'll emphasise the importance of nurturing, teaching, and guiding as instruments to increase pro-social behaviour. Our campaign messaging will lean on this theory to promote farmers to start thinking about how their everyday behaviours may be positively or negatively impacting future generations, and to reflect on what role farmers play in biosecurity. The campaign aims to persuade farmers to adopt a caring for the land and sustainability-focused attitude to invest time, effort, and resources in practices that ensure healthy crops and fertile soil for future generations. Changing an individual's attitude towards adopting a biosecurity plan is a significant barrier. Cost, time involved, inconvenience, and perceived susceptibility are all significant barriers for farmers to adopt a plan. The theory of planned behavior suggests an individual's attitude of an act is a key determinant of behavior. To address attitudes towards a biosecurity plan, we'll employ slogans like, "No plan means nothing to show for," or "No plan, no future," highlighting the long-term benefits despite the initial challenges. The aim is to show that despite the cost and time involved it takes to uptake a plan, it will ultimately be worth it due to your legacy and what you leave behind. Anticipated regret has been shown to be a key indicator of intention to perform a behavior. Using targeted messaging that increases regret salience is an effective strategy that can be used to get farmers to think about the negative effects of not having a biosecurity plan. In particular, highlighting the regret farmers would feel if they couldn't leave behind a healthy farm or if inaction hurt their legacy. Our nudge aims to challenge farmers' attitudes towards adopting a biosecurity plan and foster pro-social, future-orientated mindset amongst farmers. I'll now pass to Cindy to talk about implementation.
Thanks, Zach. So our proposed initiative will be implemented across 3 different phases: planning, rollout, and evaluation. The planning phase spans 6 months, and the stages within this phase are very important for setting us up for success. First, we'll conduct research and undertake stakeholder engagement to understand current attitudes towards biosecurity planning. We're aware there may be some resistance from primary producers who are reluctant to change their practices or perceive biosecurity planning as unnecessary. We want to understand the reason why and how we could address this. Next, we'd like to leverage partnerships with industry or government to seek endorsement, overcome funding constraints, and reach a broader audience. We want to show them that our campaign activities align with their priorities and objectives. We also want to reduce costs as much as possible through partnerships and sponsorships by allowing stakeholders to see the benefits our campaign brings. With the research stage informing the campaign development, our messaging will be tested with different groups to understand the nudging effect and will be tailored to resonate with the target audience using language and imagery that are relatable and engaging, as shown in the example that Matt previously talked about. The next phase is the 12-month campaign run, and this consists of releasing the campaign material via the relevant channels, targeted outreach, educational workshops, and creating forums so that primary producers can continue the conversation. During the 12-month campaign, we'll frequently monitor reach and engagement through metrics such as website traffic, social media interactions, and workshop attendance. At the conclusion of the campaign, there will be a subsequent 12-month evaluation period where we'll assess the effectiveness of the campaign in driving behaviour change. Using these insights and learnings, we can also refine our strategies and messaging and better apply behavioural theories for future activities. I'll now hand you over back to Matt to talk about the potential barriers.
Thanks, Cindy. So we're just going to quickly canvass over some potential barriers and feasibility. So first is that some landholders are already implementing aspects of quarantine behaviours through existing accreditation programs. So that it's really easy to build on this. The second is that this particular campaign doesn't necessarily target a specific risk or group when we're talking about potential growers such as mango farmers or strawberry farmers. And finally, it doesn't resolve cost and time barriers associated with quarantine. So in summary, our nudge is a education communications campaign focused on legacy. Your biosecurity plan, your future, what will your legacy be?